A nomad is a person having no permanent abode and who travels from place to place to find fresh pastures. That's me. That's my story. That's my nomadic way. Good morning, everyone. This is August. I'm sorry, October. Oh my God, I can't get out of August. There's a reason for that. There really is. I don't know what it is, but there's a reason that I can't get out of August. But anyway, this is October the 3rd, and I am Moonglow, the forgetful one. Anyway, first off, I want to show you a bargain I got. Look. Bright, medium, nightlight. I paid $1 for it at a thrift store. They wanted $2, but the inside, it had the batteries in it still, the D batteries. They were corroded. It was horrible. And I told the lady, I don't even know if it works. So she said, well, go ahead, have it for $1. So I got it for $1. And I cleaned it out good, took out the batteries, which was a pain because they were really stuck. And one of the little elements, you know, you got the negative and the positive. Well, the little flat one was missing off of one, but I got aluminum foil. I stuck it in there and it works perfect. But it works. I bought me cheap batteries because I wasn't sure whether it was going to work. So they were 2 for $1. So I bought 2 packs, and they were a total of 4. And it works great. And I'm really grateful because that's really good at night. And what's really cool is when you, oops, look at that. Look at that. See? It lights up even more. And it was quite a bargain, I think, for $1. I'm always looking for bargains that I can use, not bargains just because it's a bargain, but something I could actually use. Anyway, that's not what I'm going to talk about today. I had a subscriber ask me about pets and traveling with pets and the medical problems and all. Well, I'm going to start with this. First off, make sure you get a checkup before you leave. Have your pets checked up, make sure everything's okay, shots are up to date, fleas and ticks, because depending on where you're going, you're going to have those problems. I found in Arizona I didn't have no flea problems where I was at, but that's not to say that there isn't, because my son lives in Phoenix, and he had a lot of problems with ticks there. So, anyway, make sure all their medical records is up to date. And make sure you carry a copy with you, just in case of an emergency, and you have to take them to another veterinarian. They will know exactly what's going on with your dogs or your cats, whatever the case may be. Now, I know that some animals get car sick. I had one at one time, would get sick all the time. So I had some Dramamine, and I would give him a little bit of Dramamine, and it helped. It helped tremendously. But anyway, a lot of them will get diarrhea. It's just, there's always something that can happen when an animal is not used to traveling long distance constantly, because that's part of the nomadic way, constantly moving around. But heartworms, that's another thing you have to be concerned about. Make sure that you have something to give them just for that purpose, because heartworm, I had one dog that I rescued, and poor thing was a little bit too late for him because he had heartworms, and no matter what I did. Now, and this was years and years ago, and they may have medicine now that's even better, but back then they didn't. And the poor thing suffered a lot before it died. Another thing that I'm against microchipping, okay? I'm against it. But I know it's very good to have. I know I have my dog that I had to put down just recently had a microchip on it because I got him from a shelter. And I know it's a lot of help if they get lost, if they accidentally get out of the car and take off and God knows where, because they're so disoriented because they don't know where they're at. Anything can happen. So microchip is one thing. Have pet ID tags on them. That way also is another way with your phone number and all, that if somebody comes across your pet that has taken off on its own adventure, that they'll know who to call and how to contact you. Like I said, also make sure you keep the health record. Now, I know there's pros and cons on carriers. I've got my cats in a crate. Not just for the safety of the cat, but also, well, it is in a way, because I want to make sure my cats don't get out. Because once a cat gets out, you never know where he's going to be. And I'm always worried about my animals. They come first in my life. And, hey, y'all, quit the fussing. Hey! Oh, they're fighting over food. Nothing unusual. Minnie Chi is a hog. That's my black min pin. Has to have it all first. Gives them the scraps. But anyway, I don't have a carrier for my little ones because they're always there on the floor by me. And I know, I'm going to have controversy on this, but that's me. If they weren't that close to me, I would have them in carriers. Like if I had a Class C or Class A RV, yeah, I'd put them in carrier. I wouldn't let them run all over the place, but they don't. They stay put. Also, if you're going to go to like national parks or something like that, or RV park or any place, like, you need to check ahead of time, make sure that they allow animals, because some of them do not allow animals. What I do a lot of times is I'll check ahead to see where the closest veterinarian is, just in case I need one, and I'll put his number down or her number down, just in case. You never know. You never know. This is something I cannot stand to see, and excuse me if I'm touching you on this, but I do not let my dogs just run. Anything can happen. And when you're out in these national forests or national park, there are predators out there that can harm your animals even in the daytime. What I do is in the morning, I let them run around, get a little exercise. They've been sleeping all night, so they get some exercise. And I'm right there with them constantly. I don't let them get too far away from me where I can't protect them if I have to. Then I put them in their doggy pen. Some people might have to put their dog on a leash. But that's not only for your animal protection. That is also for the protection of other animals. And I'm a responsible pet owner. I protect my animals like I would my children, because they are my children. And I really do not appreciate people when I go to a park that have their dogs running all over the place, especially big dogs, and I got little ones. No. And actually, a big dog can knock my little dog pen over and get to my little dogs if they wanted to. So I'm very, very protective. And then in the evening, before I take them in, I let them run around a little bit more too, get some of that energy up, so when they go to bed, they go to bed. They sleep well. First aid is another thing. I worked for a Red Cross for quite a few years, so I'm pretty much like on CPR, even on pets. CPR and everything. And it's something that you all should learn just in case. Just in case. First aid, a little knowledge on first aid goes a long ways when it comes to your pets. Anything can happen. They can get bit by a snake and you can't get anywhere near a vet at that moment. Know what to do. They can get hurt, cut, bites, all different things that can happen to them. Know how to take care of it initially before you are able to get them to a vet. I'm thankful that I've learned all that. I also was a CNA, so I know a little bit of the nursing techniques, and I use that. And I've used it on my animals. I always make sure that I carry some of the toys that they enjoy and their blankets or pillow or whatever it is that they like. I carry that with me too. Make sure, you know, the food, of course, foods and treats. Cat litter box. Oh yeah, you really definitely want a cat litter box. When I let them out at night, out of their crate, there are litter boxes in the crate, but I leave that door open so that they can go in and out and do their business. And they're very good about that. And I don't have no problems with my cats and doing what they need to do in the right place. Not at all. I don't travel long distance. I don't travel more than 300 miles a day. And I try to even limit that, even less. But, you know, I always try to make my stay in different places be about 300 miles apart. That way it's not so hard on them also being stuck in the car while I'm traveling. They get to be able to have freedom after 300 miles. And leaving them in the car. Here is a problem that I always worry about because I don't leave my animals in the camp. I take them with me. Unless there is someone that I can trust, I do not leave them in the camp. I don't care if they're in the pen or not, I don't leave them. So I carry them with me all the time. Now, hot weather is terrible on them. I think, you know, like those sunscreens that you could put on your windshield, that's a good thing to have because that prevents that sun from blaring right in. But if you don't have that, try different ways of trying to keep the sun from coming in and just heating up the van or car or whatever so much that it's going to put them in distress. And never leave them more than a few minutes. I run in and out. If I go to the grocery stores, I know what I'm going to go get. I go, and a lot of times, you know, you don't know what aisle they're in because it's a new store. But I try to get in and get out just as fast as I can. And I know that nowadays, and I appreciate that people care so much about your animals being in the car with the windows up. I always leave mine cracked. I have to because my min pin will take off. But what I do, you know, I do worry because people have the tendency to, this is not right for me to say, but at the same time, I'm glad that they do this, but sticking their nose where it don't belong. Okay? Oh, my goodness, that dog's in the car and the windows are up and there's nobody around. How do you know they didn't just walk in? How do you know that? I always say, you know, when I see something like that, I kind of wait around a little bit just to make sure because those people may have gone in and out. You know, that's it. So I'm not going to go call the cops or break their windows or do anything like that until I'm pretty sure that they're not coming back and those animals are safe. That's the main thing, that they're safe. I saw something, I had a note down because I'm going to do this. Okay? I saw this on the internet, And this lady said, well, she does. Like if she's got to go to the bathroom or something and her animal, her dog or cat, whatever, is in the car and she has to leave it there. Number one, if you do have air conditioning, which I don't have, you could have 2 sets of keys, leave the darn car on and go. But some dog might might hit the shift gear and boop, goodbye, car goes with dogs. So something to be cautious about there too. But there's a note that she puts on there now, and it says, I'm inside using the restroom or whatever. If you think my pet is in distress, please call and put your phone number on there. I think it's a great idea because people don't know where you're at, what you're doing, and how long that animal has been in there. Of course, sometimes you could tell by, are they panting or whatever. You could tell if an animal's in distress. I leave water for mine. When I'm going to go run into the store, I always make sure there's a little bowl of water for them, just in case. And I never leave them in the middle of the day. It's always early in the morning or towards the evening when it's cooler. I think, as it is with us practicing, and researching in becoming a nomad, we have to do the same thing for our animals. We have to research, practice, learn. Learn first aid, learn how to take care of them in case of an emergency. If you don't have the ability to get to a veterinarian fast, learn that. Anyway, that's it for now. I know it was a long video, and I'm sorry, but I had to get all this out. And it wasn't like a little thing. It took some time. Okay. So, anyway, guys, I love each and every one of you. Love one another. Love thyself. Hugs to all of you. And peace.